I think that City have regressed a little bit this season. I don't mean that, they should still be title favourites.
Yes, people, that's it again. We're back with another reaction video, this time to True Geordie's The Kickoff, our Manchester City weekend this season. Every Manchester City's fan favourite content creator, of course, True Geordie, is admired by the City fans. Let's get into it, man. See what he's got to say.
I just don't think that they're as clear and cut for it as they were last season. Like, last season, Arsenal were up there, but we were all like, okay, you're going to come short at some point. City will overtake you on the long stretch. I think that this is a real fucking title race we've got on our hands now. And Liverpool are relentless. And actually, City have lost more games than Liverpool and Arsenal. And when you look at the goals for it...
That means absolutely nothing, by the way, because we're top of the league. So... it doesn't matter how many games you lose. If you're top of the league, for me, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion.
And against, it's literally, a goal either way, different. So they've scored one more, conceded two less. It's not like they're out of sight. They're not looking, and I put it down to Gundogan and Mahrez in terms of losing two clutch players like that who deliver in the biggest games.
City have won.
Listen, I agree with the opening statement. I think City have regressed slightly from last season. And listen, I think it was always going to be tough not to, because you've just won the treble. You've done the peak. That is football. Winning the treble. Only one club in this country's ever done it before. It was always going to be difficult, I think, to match the same levels. But losing Gundogan was obviously, we all know this. You don't need to go through it all the time, but we all know losing Gundogan was huge. I think the Mahrez thing... I understand where he's coming from, but for me, I think mainly losing Gundogan, because of how good he was and the different positions he could play on the football pitch, that for me is where we are seriously lacking in that midfield. Also, the fact Kevin De Bruyne's not been fit all season, that's not helped. But yeah, the Mahrez thing, listen, I would have liked to have kept Mahrez, but I don't think that's gonna make us regress, to be honest.
One thing that the other teams just don't have, and that's Pep Guardiola.
Facts.
What about Klopp?
What about Klopp? He's put that to bed. Like, Pep is the best manager in the world. He does it time and time again. True. And I'm not going to lie, it seems like there's a groove happening there. Doku's finding his feet at City. Grealish has come back. He's making contributions. Foden's scoring goals. Haaland's found his scoring boots again. It just feels like they're getting in the mood. It's scary.
I think... City winning by 5 points last season shows how fucking close it is. And I think it'll be closer this season than last season, definitely. And I think
will it be closer than last season? I don't know. I think if we can get, for me, if we can get John Stones back and Kevin De Bruyne back and keep them two fit, because they're going to be back in the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks, both of them. If we can keep John Stones, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland fit, for the rest of the season, which is a big if, but if we can do that, it'll be more than 5 points, in my opinion. Because I just don't see how we lose games with all four of them players on the pitch, man. They're just incredible. If any of them players really get injured, then maybe we could lose games or not win games or whatever, like obviously Chelsea. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm thinking 7 to 9 points. That sounds like way too much, but I'm thinking 7 to 9 points is what it's going to be.
This is the most like compelled I've felt that if they're going to drop it, it could be this season. I think Arsenal and Liverpool now are showing such consistency that we know, like, if you falter this time, you're getting caught out. You're not. It's a bit like those years of perfection that Liverpool had to put in. Like, Liverpool and Arsenal right now are like level with them.
They're one big Arsenal are one big injury away from capitulating as well.
You just said Liverpool and Arsenal. Wait, did you say Liverpool and Arsenal are level with us? What?
Those years of perfection that Liverpool had to put in. Like, Liverpool and Arsenal right now are like level with them.
They're one.
No, they're not. That's incorrect information. Liverpool and Arsenal are not level with Manchester City. What evidence is there to suggest they're level with us? There isn't. You can't just go off 11 games and say, oh, suddenly they're level. I think that's way too premature to say that they're level with us.
Arsenal are one big injury away from capitulating as well. Let's be real.
What I would say, right?
Saliba, capitulation. Saka, capitulation, 100%.
Yeah,
if it's a long-term injury. No, because Man City, Rodri was out for time.
And they lost 3 games.
Kevin De Bruyne has been out for time.
No, but we've had no Timber. We've had no Jesus. We've had no
Don't compare them to Kevin De Bruyne, bro.
That's a bit crazy.
And Jesus.
No, my point wasn't that he's the same level as De Bruyne. We've got players out injured as well.
No, I've picked the key players.
what I'm saying. But every team has two
Saliba
players,
or
right?
Saka, you're
Yeah, but
done.
if same with Rodri, Haaland, if they get injured, same thing happens as
Nah,
well.
I don't
Every
think
team
so.
has players.
I don't think so.
You got to have a bit of luck to win a title. Of course you do.
I don't
Have
think
players.
so.
Oh, of course you do.
I think
I think
no.
we
I'm
all
saying if they lose
acknowledge-
Rodri, they still win the league.
Do we all
they lost
acknowledge
3 games tonight.
City have the best strength and depth in
Yeah,
the
they do.
league?
They do.
But on a starting 11,
And they know how to win.
They are more gettable now than what they once were, in my
But
opinion.
what I will say is,
Are we more gettable now than last season? I mean, our defence, they didn't show it against Chelsea, to be fair, but defence of Gvardiol, John Stones, Diaz and Walker, I don't know if we're more gettable against. For me, I don't know, man. For me, Gundogan's that guy. Gundogan is the only reason why you can argue that City have regressed this season. So then you got to look at, well, what did Gundogan do defensively that Kovacic isn't doing, or that Bernardo and Alvarez aren't doing? I think it's been overplayed a little bit, to be honest.
the players they've signed, like Doku, for example, very, very good talent. And for the future, I think he'll be amazing. But when he gets to the real tough parts of the season, that Mahrez goal that he might have been might not come anymore because Mahrez has got experience. He's been in those moments.
Mahrez
before.
was big game player.
And okay,
Yeah, but we're going to play Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side. So, again, overstating. Sounds like copium for me. It's like, we're all right because Mahrez has left. You know what I mean? Mahrez missed a lot of big games last season, especially in the second half of the season when Bernardo Silva was stuck out on the right-hand side. You know what I mean?
Gundogan is a massive. That was a
That's a
captain
big
last
loss.
year.
I agree.
Yeah. Some of the massive goals he scores, those goals aren't there anymore. So
But
we won't
Kovacic
really
was-
see.
That is completely fair by Bavsat, by the way. Completely fair. We have lost so much with Gundogan. Goals, defensive work, on the ball. I mean, he's just fucking brilliant. City proper messed that up. You know what I mean? We balls that one up. I don't know why. We just didn't give him the contract that he wanted. He'd still be here now. We'll be chilling. It's a big mistake.
Start to pay-
We won't see
Kovacic
the
would
effects.
like to
Yeah, but
help
we
out,
won't see
though.
the effects of
Kovacic will go nowhere
until we get to
near
April. When we get to April, we'll see how they are. If they're serious players and they can
I'm
rise to
betting
the
there is
occasion,
those effects.
That's what I was thinking.
I've said, and this
You
ain't
can't just come with it
revisionism.
straight away.
I said this in my prediction video. Those two players are mega, and Doku does look good, but it's a bit like when I watch him play these lesser teams. Yes, he rips them to shreds, but so did Alan St. Maximin. So show me something like today.
No, don't
this
compare
is
it to Maximin.
That's taking the limit. Maximum was good though.
No, I don't
So
think that's a
did Sterling
disrespect.
for City.
I think right now it's a fair comparison of going up till now. He's looked fantastic, but St.
Let me ask you
Maximin.
something. Let me ask you something, Brian. When it comes to recruitment at Man City, how often do they put their foot wrong with recruitment?
Calvin
When you look
Phillips,
since
Rare.
big one.
Yeah, but he
50 million.
He don't even play
Terrible.
though. But he don't even play.
Oh, exactly.
He just can't even play. He's like third choice.
And you didn't need to spend 50 million on it.
So in the whole time Pep's been there, you've given me Calvin Phillips.
And
How
a couple-
much times do
and
they
a
put their
couple
foot wrong?
left backs and
Negredo.
They don't put their-
goalkeepers
they
and
don't put
stuff
their
while
foot
you're
wrong,
going.
but-
It's wow.
What were you about left backs? Did you say left backs? What fucking left? We not had any left backs at this club, mate. About that Sergi Gomez, Bray. You know what I'm saying? No one else here, man. We don't do left backs at this football club, Bray. All I can think of, is Phillips, Nolito, Bravo. That's pretty much it under Pep Guardiola. Let me know in the comments if I've missed anyone out there.
Negredo had a decent season to be fair.
There was
Wasn't that before Pep?
That was
Yeah,
before
Negredo had
Pep
a decent
anyway.
season.
Yeah.
Look, they don't get it wrong a lot, and I'm certainly not thinking
they're
that.
great at
I don't think they've got
recruitment.
Doku wrong. I just think I'm
It's the
just saying, like,
experience.
is he right now ready to win them titles in the way that Mahrez would have done? We'll find out.
They have to be.
But right now, what I've seen from this season is I've seen him pocketed a couple of times, and then I've seen him look amazing.
Pocketed. Nah, that's a myth. He's not been. Tell me a game that he's been pocketed. Doku's not been pocketed this season. What games have he been pocketed? That's a madness. That is not. And Chelsea, he wasn't pocketed against Chelsea, man. A huge chance at 3-2. Should have done better. Could have won us the game. Wasn't pocketed. Not. I've not seen him pocketed once.
Amazing against shit teams.
But then that's the beautiful thing. They can rotate him and Grealish. They got that there.
Yeah, but we can rotate as well. We got Martinelli, Trossard. So we've got depth.
Trossard's been you lot actually have depth. You lot are a
the
better
fact that
side.
we-
It's
yeah.
uncomfortably close, isn't
Exactly.
it?
The fact
for
that
Man
we're on
City?
27 points and we've not been amazing, not fluid, but we've had no Timber, Partey, Jesus, a lot of key players missing for Arsenal, and we're still there. And we're
Mate,
getting results.
Liverpool are silent
I
fucking
think
as well.
it's
This
funny
is the
how
team
Liverpool
that
are
we
flying under the radar.
I said, remember when we done the prediction? I said, listen, Liverpool. I had them in the top 4, guaranteed.
I
and everyone
agree.
said,
No, Liverpool-
and then it was
Talk
like,
about vulnerability to injuries. Liverpool are the most vulnerable out of the three.
No, they-
I think Arsenal have more
Oh, they
strength
got their
and
one
depth than
midfield.
them, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I think Liverpool.
I kind of agree with him there because for me, if Salah or Van Dijk gets injured, that's tough. Especially Salah, mate. His goals are a joke. You know, someone needs to check if he's a human being. You know what I mean? Because that his output is just relentless.
Like more in individuals. Like I look at Mo Salah and the keeper Alisson. Anything happens to those two, you can fucking forget it immediately.
That's an example. That's what I'm saying. Every team has two
But I
players.
think they're reliant.
Of course they are. They're more
on
reliant.
those.
One thing I'll say about Liverpool is they are very good going forwards, and that will get them a lot of wins. But they will lose games as well because the defense isn't as good as City's and Arsenal's in terms of like stats and everything.
But they
You can
do
see-
have championship mentality,
That's what I
though.
always say is Liverpool have one advantage over Arsenal is they've been in these races more than Arsenal.
Yeah.
So we'll see when we
they've
get to
won
the
it.
tough parts if it's a 3-horse race,
And they've won it.
which team has the quality.
have real
And also,
championship mentality,
Luck's going to
man.
be important. Whoever stays fit. If Haaland gets injured, City are out of it. If Partey goes...
No, we're not out. No, we're not. What? We literally won the league before Haaland turned up with no striker. What are you talking about? City are out of it. How is City out of the league if Haaland gets injured, people? We won the league without Haaland. We had no striker, mate. You know what I mean? What?
I don't know,
Rice
you
gets
know.
injured after
Sometimes
the
when Haaland leaves the pack, Alvarez decides to step up
Yeah,
and
but-
beat, and they play a whole
Look
different
at
type of football.
Look at Rodri. He went out injured for 3 games and lost all 3.
He's key, though.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
another.
Yeah, but that's different. One, you just talk about Haaland. Now you speak about Rodri. First of all, talk about the 3 games, mate. We was never, ever beating Newcastle. I said that the day after the draw came out. I said we lost that game. We lost that. I knew we was. I went to the game. I didn't even care. I knew we was going to lose it. We lost it. Wolves. Listen, we shouldn't have won the game. We shouldn't have lost. You know what I mean? They had 1 shot on target and scored 2 goals. And Arsenal, we went to the second best team in the country with no Kevin De Bruyne, no John Stones, no Rodri, and we got beat by a deflected goal. So, you know, this ain't copium. This sounds like copium. But what I'm saying is that saying it like, oh, we lost all 3 games without Rodri. Yes, we did. That's a fact. But actually, you know what I mean? You got to look at it a little bit deeper. It's not as simple as that.
That's something different. I think Rodri offers them so much. We've seen it Champions League, the type of times that he comes
Now
up.
you're
with
underrating Rodri massive. I can't-
You don't rate him.
Rodri's one of my favourite players.
He's looking at you shaking your head. He's assuming
Oh
you
no,
disagree.
I'm talking because like I said, Pep Guardiola will find a way. Like what part don't you
He's
lot
not
understand
God,
about this?
though. If he's
I don't
loses
matter if
big
he's
players,
not God. Look what he's
if
done.
he loses certain players,
Bro,
it's going to be difficult.
Since he's been managing, the proof is in the pudding. How many league titles he's won and how many he hasn't won.
Can he
Can I
got
make a
great
case
players,
against
though.
this?
Go on.
Let me go. Okay. When Pep really just first came in, let's not forget he inherited the best fucking squad ever
You've ever
assembled
seen.
that we'd ever
Yeah.
seen. It was like the galaxy. It was so full of stars, right? And then he went.
It was a team that finished 4th under Pellegrini and barely scraped in the top 4. We had fucking Kolarov playing at centre-back. We had a 33, 34-year-old Zabaleta. Come off it, man. That was the best squad ever. That is a load of nonsense if I've ever heard.
Went and piled on another billion, right?
Yeah.
Now FFP is becoming more restrictive, and as we're seeing, even Pep is having to play ball in a more reasonable way, and he's having to sell players that maybe before he wouldn't have wanted to, and the skill gap between his squad and everyone else's squad every year, ever so slightly, is getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. And and last year it was 5 fucking points, right? Then you let another 2 big players go. So for me, we can wax about Guardiola as much as we want, but the fact is he always had a better squad than Klopp. He always had a better squad than everyone he went up against. Was he great? Yes, absolutely. But now, well, we're going to fucking find out what they're made of. Because it's like a fighter who's been dominating guys at light heavyweight when he's the biggest light heavyweight, and now you're a heavyweight with the other heavyweights. So now we're going to find out what kind of punch are you on.
I feel like he's playing down Liverpool when it was City Pool in the title race. You're sort of acting like Liverpool were just no one. Liverpool were the team that won the Premier League and the Champions League. We held them down for a number of years. You know, let's not pretend that City have been walking the Premier League for the last 6-7 years. That's completely false. The City-Liverpool title races were extremely close. Liverpool, you know, could have been one of the best teams this country's ever seen if it wasn't for Manchester City pipping them to the post a number of times. So, yeah, again, you know, rewriting history there.
Can I say something?
Go on!
You keep
I always like a boxing analogy.
You keep bringing up this 5-point gap, yeah, but you're acting like they didn't just win the treble. Like the gap
That
is
is
massive.
very true
No,
as
but
well.
The gap,
a big part
The
to say.
gap is massive. Arsenal didn't even look close to winning treble because they weren't even in the Champions League. Liverpool didn't even finish in the top 4. So we're talking about Pep, the guy you're saying is close,
Truth.
and only just won it
Who
by
is this
5
guy,
points.
man? This guy's spitting facts, brev. I've seen him before, but I don't know his name. But he's spitting absolute facts.
But managed to do it in the 2 other competitions that mattered, the FA Cup
What
and
allowed
the
that?
Champions League.
What allowed that?
So obviously the gap between him and everyone else is massive for a reason.
the strength
Hold on. And then another thing, barring Haaland, how many superstar signings has he made? Superstars.
He signed Grealish for 100 million.
He wasn't a superstar.
Nah,
100 million.
Before he hold on. Can I say something?
That's not what he said. He said superstar, bro. Don't change the question. The guy has asked you a legitimate question, man. He said, how many superstars has this manager signed?
Care about the price tag. Harry Maguire was 8 million. Let's not do price tags. Let's talk about the player. Let's
that
talk about the
was so
player.
unnecessary.
The reason I
Not
say
about
that.
the money,
The reason
money.
the reason I say that is
What
because
was that for?
Had
I was just chilling and you just
had
bring out Harry
Grealish ever
Maguire.
played a European game in his life before he came Man City?
No,
Oh, he knew what he was,
What
though.
superstars are available?
He's not a
to him?
superstar.
What
He wasn't a superstar. He's a superstar now. He
Yeah,
won
but
the treble.
That's a poor analogy because they could have signed a free agent like Sergio Ramos. He's a superstar, but doesn't mean he's better.
No, but you know what I'm
And what
saying.
superstars
They don't
are
sign
available?
superstars.
Yeah, we
Don't
don't
like
know.
the question. He's got him there. This fucking guy's got him. He's got him, and they don't like it. So now they're changing it. They're trying to change it, guys, because he's got him, man. He's got him. Big up this guy, Bray.
We don't know what
All
he's getting.
you lot do is sign superstars.
We don't know
All
what
they
he's
do is
getting,
sign
bro.
Cut.
superstars.
What are you
and it
bringing
flops.
us for? We haven't got nothing to do with this,
My
bro.
point is, my point
Because
is,
he's in let's not deflect.
Yeah, hold on.
He's
We
in
ain't-
trouble, bro. He's in big problems,
How
bro.
are we in
And
trouble?
he's
We're
come
four.
to deflect, bro.
We're four
That's
for
what
1
he's come
point
to
off
do
these
today,
lot. How
bro.
are we in trouble?
No, you know what's going
What are
on,
you
bro.
talking about?
Spursy about to do Spurs things,
Bro,
bro.
the only
So if
person that's
turn
in
up-
trouble is you lot.
I came out here minding my own business. I thought, raw. Let's see how this
No,
show
you
goes
came here
today.
sucking us
Let's
off.
see.
That's what
Let's
you did.
see
You
what
was like,
we're-
oh.
No, you can't. I would not even waste my time getting on my knees to that kind of club, bro. What a waste of
you need to
time,
get off
bro.
your knees, man.
You guys are terrible,
get off your
bro.
knees, Casey.
I don't know what happened, bro.
No, but honestly, all jokes aside, though, seriously,
They were trouble
my
with
point,
us.
my
They
point
were.
about Pep was, all right, he does get a lot of money and he spends a lot of money on players. We know that, but he gets players that are on the cusp of maybe being superstars or have a lot of talent, or he's.
I think that's true.
That's why.
That is true. People don't like to admit it because then they have to accept he's a genius. So people just play it down or change the question like these all did. This guy's speaking absolutely. Who is this guy, man? This guy's factual information, Bray.
About the scouting at Man City, the profile of the player, they really analyse it, and he actually doesn't get enough props for how he develops these players and takes them to the next level.
100%
Grealish
true.
went to the next level last season at Man
You're
City.
completely correct. I'm just saying, previously, he's been building off of the foundations, which were way more than anyone else had.
Yeah.
So if you're already ahead of everyone and you travel at the same speed as them, the gap.
I'm a little bit torn on what True Geordie's trying to say here because on one hand, I'm not saying for 1 minute that the City squad that Pep Guardiola inherited was fucking abysmal. But we've not won the league in 2 years, yeah, because he won it in his first year. And then there's two years after that, he wasn't, he didn't win the league. And the defence was a shambles. We just finished in the top 4. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's overplaying it.
Still stays, but now for me, when you look at how they're being in the transfer market and how other teams are also using clever scouting like Arsenal.
And let's not forget about the breaches as well, because they're still involved. That's still involved.
But I just mean I just think that it's more of a level playing field than we've ever seen Pep
Thank you very much.
have to defend the crown on, and that's where we're going to.
I mean, fair fucks to the guy. We've got Ederson, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and at this moment in time, I think he's closing the gap between Alisson because he's got better saving. Diaz, John Stones, 2 of the best centre-backs in world football. We've just signed Gvardiol, absolutely incredibly. We've got the best, in my opinion, best midfielder in world football in Rodri. You've got the best creative player in Kevin De Bruyne and the best finisher in world football in Erling Haaland. So, fair dues to him saying that the gap is closing in. I mean, if that is true, then I respect it.
Like, I'm not taking away anything from the treble. It was fantastic. But the longer this goes on, the more even the playing field becomes and the more coaching ability and not spending ability is the real factor here. And that's where we're going to find out. Like, if I'll tell you what, Jurgen Klopp is the worst guy to be going in a run-in against right now, I think.
I agree.
Because, the rage we've seen from him the last couple of years, him not being at the party, him being dismissed as, like, as you just said, Pep's seeing him off, and that's if he comes close, he is going to have a rocket it up these Liverpool
really
players, and
good
they
point.
don't have Champions League to worry about. Europa League isn't as stressful, in my opinion. From being in fucking Champions League for 3 games, I'm in.
No,
Yeah, it's not stressful, but it's Thursday, Sunday football ain't great, you know what I mean? But I agree with him. Factual information on Klopp, and Arsenal fans hate this, but Klopp and Liverpool are much more of a title threat to Manchester City than Arsenal because they've done it. They've been there. I've got the respect for them. Not got the respect for Arsenal because they've not done it. Until they do it, they're just a tryhard. You know what I mean? They're a team that's arriving at the party and they want to try and, you know, be the star. Liverpool have done it. City have done it. That's why them two teams get the props.
Trauma. So I think we'll find out a lot about Pep's, management ability this season. Again,
The only thing I think City have over Arsenal, obviously, of Pep's a better manager than Arteta, but I'm talking about the box difference maker. So in a game where it's like a 1-0, 1-1, and the ball goes in the box, they got Haaland to rise. We don't have that yet. And that's the one thing I'll say is in a tough part of the season, unless we sign someone in January, it could hold us back. Liverpool have that with Salah. They got a difference maker, a player that when it's it's a game lucky, then you can come out of nowhere, a long shot.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna clash on with that. That's fair.
Can Saka be that for Arsenal? Can Martinelli be that? Can we share
No, but
the
I
goals?
think you have different
It
kind
has
of
to be
players
more
that turn
sustainable.
up though, because
We do,
you've
but-
seen what Declan Rice is now, and I'll
No,
say
I'm talking about the goal
for the
scorer.
truth, he is very good. You know what I mean?
everyone knows that.
I didn't want to see it.
Everyone knows Declan Rice is
we
good.
knew Declan Rice was good, but this season
He's very
against Newcastle, I was like, this
He's
motherfucker.
very
Yeah.
good.
He
I think
is
people are-
world class.
They underrate
Not world
how
class,
physical
but
he
he's
is.
very good.
For me,
So-
Declan Rice is world class.
I don't
mate.
think-
No,
I don't think he's world class. To be world class for me, you've got to do it more than a season. I know he did well at West Ham, but you've got to do it at this level for at least 2 seasons, in my opinion. Just my view. You can disagree. To be classed world class. That's my.
He was
opinion.
world
Not world
class.
class.
He is
I
world
think that's
class.
getting too far.
He's
No,
world
he's
class.
very good.
Because how many midfielders are better than him in the league? Centre midfielders, centre defensive midfielders, in his position.
Mate,
One,
if
two-
Newcastle could
Yeah,
sign,
maybe one.
if
Yeah.
Newcastle
So, I
could
mean,
sign like 5
that's
players
what
right
you-
now, he'd be up there. For
You
me.
can say 4.
God.
No, I said on form.
Yeah, on form, gone.
On form, yeah. There's a many better than him.
Rodri's the only one
Rodri's the
you're
only one I
really
think is
going to
better
look
than
at.
He's world class. Like.
Yeah, like
But when
that,
you say he's world class, the
World
way I would define world class is
That's
does
getting too
he get into most midfields in the
Yes.
Champions
Yeah,
League?
absolutely.
And I'm saying, are you going on about
In the
every?
Champions
Maybe
League?
not most. Yeah, most teams in the Champions League.
gets into
How
Real
many
Madrid.
I reckon so.
I'm saying most.
Again,
I'm saying
I
most.
think he's better than Tchouameni.
That's an extreme
Okay,
example.
all right.
No, no, but I
So
think he's better than Tchouameni.
let's use that point,
I
yeah.
think Rice
Right.
better
If I'm
than
saying
Tchouameni.
most, that means more or less every single one, yeah. So let's say he doesn't get into Real Madrid. So name me another one he doesn't get into.
That's crazy. What you
Bayern Munich.
That's not.
He gets into Bayern Munich.
You think so?
Yeah.
Kimmich is on the bench now, you know that.
But you just said that.
So
If I could
most,
sign
I'd say.
Rice or Kimmich, I'm taking Kimmich.
Wait, you just
Does that make him world class? Maybe he is world class then.
said Declan Rice
No.
is better than Tchouameni.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
See,
Joshua
okay,
Kimmich.
okay,
Do you not
look,
think so?
Are you serious?
That's getting.
How many
Let's
games
talk
do you
about
watch
form, let's talk about
Tchouameni?
form.
I watched him live. I went.
Tchouameni's crazy.
For one game.
Tchouameni's crazy. Don't do that. He's crazy.
I'm not saying he's not. They're
And
very,
Champions
very
League
good
as
players.
well.
Can we put a general agreement? If
He's
you're in
very
the
good.
top 5 in your position
He's
in
very
world
good.
football,
He's good.
you're world class.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, it might have changed my mind. Maybe he is world class. I still think for me, world class is you are doing it week in, week out, year on year. You know what I mean? You are dependable. Yeah, I mean, we know that Rodri next year is going to be sick. We know that Kevin De Bruyne next year is going to be sick. We know that Haaland's going to score goals next year. I think with Rice, give him this season, give him next season. After next season, if he's mint, then we can class him world class. But it's all about definitions, isn't it, really?
No.
Do you know what it is? I'll give him the end of the season. I will say if he's world class or not.
No,
At
you
the end
can't
of the
just be
season,
world class. You just could be
you
a
can't just
very
come
good
from West
player.
Ham winning the Conference League and then all of a sudden because you've had a good
You
10
can't
games
be
at Arsenal, you're world
world
class.
The thing is,
I
though, if this
agree.
was happening to
Please.
City, you
That's
would
what I agree with.
not say that.
World class is
If it was-
getting
if it
too
was
far.
happening
Yes, I would after 10
No,
games.
come on.
Bro,
How is?
this is his first time ever
He's a
playing
neutral.
Champions
He doesn't
League.
look at
He's a
football.
neutral.
He's a neutral.
Out of Liverpool and Arsenal, if City do stumble towards the end of the season,
It's
who's
Liverpool.
most likely to grab that
Liverpool.
title?
Liverpool.
Arsenal.
Liverpool. Absolutely.
Arsenal.
Hurts me to say it.
Defenses win titles. It's a saying, and it's a saying for a reason.
Right, Fez. I think Liverpool, personally. Arsenal fans don't like it, innit? But I say Liverpool. Listen, I gotta say, I don't agree with everything that they guys said there. I think some of the stuff was overblown. But I think the Mahrez stuff for me, I don't really buy that as much as them guys are saying. The Gundogan stuff, they're spot on with. But let me know in the comment section below what you think about what they're saying. Was there anything that you disagree with me on? Leave your comments down below. Guys, do me a massive favour. Smash that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. And let me know down below or on Twitter or whatever. If you want me to do any more reaction videos, let me know. And I'll catch you in the next one. See you in a bit.